time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Insight. And I'm so happy to have my favorite mayor with me, as Mayor Anthony Fanucci. Nice to have you back, and I hope you enjoyed your summer vacation.
You know, summer went by very quickly, a little chaotic, but it was good, and it's good to be back. As you know, my youngest daughter ended up breaking her wrist, both bones,
so sorry.
Fractured one in her forearm on the 4th day of her summer vacation.
Oh, no.
So it's been a bit of a challenge in that respect, but she's healing up well. The surgeons at Cooper were incredible, and she's a tough little cookie.
That's good. Was she the one who plays softball?
She is. She's the athlete.
What's her name?
Adriana.
Yeah. She's 9?
9. She'll be 10 in October.
Okay.
So time's going by quick too.
Yeah.
She's a little disappointed. She can't play fall ball this year.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know, but she's a big Phillies fan like we are.
Yep.
She's always rooting for her man Trey Turner. So.
Yeah, he's done very, very well. Well, you know, speaking of the Phillies, I've had season tickets for 21 years. Ever since the Citizens Bank Park opened, and I received my invoice for the playoffs.
Oh boy, I don't even want to ask.
Like $7,700 for the invoice for the playoffs. Last year, I had to pay the same amount, or approximately the same amount. What happens is, when you can't, they didn't go far. So what they do is the credit, they put it towards next year. So
okay.
At least that's what.
Well, that's nice actually.
Yeah. And I've got to say, I've got Bob Connor is one of my partners with the tickets, and Mike Vizard. Do you know Mike?
Yeah, sure, and Bob too, of course.
Yeah, well,
both great guys.
They are.
Bob and I have been, colleagues in the insurance world for a number of years, and good Violin resident now.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
He is. I forgot about
business here in Millville.
Yeah.
And, home and Violin, but great job. Mintz Insurance is a staple here in the city of Millville.
And I mean, let me tell you, without Mintz Insurance, we wouldn't be able to do half the programming we do. He does all the sporting events, my show.
That's great.
He's just always, and not just here. He helps with every charity, any charity that goes to him. And he talks the talk. If you listen to his commercial, what he says is exactly the way he is. He believes in the community, helping the community, and he gives back to it a lot.
That's a lot like Rich Allen for us in Violin as well.
He's tremendous too.
Flip-flop, right? Lives in Millville, business in Violin.
That's right. He's my neighbor.
But he's fantastic in what him and his brother do to give back to the community.
Yeah.
I mean, very kind. People don't realize how blessed they are in our region sometimes with the businesses that do so much. And it's always good to hear how successful people are continuing to give back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, he's wonderful because Rich sponsors a lot of stuff for us too. In fact, he sponsors the Cumberland County Commissioner Show.
Yep.
Things like that. So.
And then of course he's got old big Glenn Lilly over there.
Yeah. Well, Glenn was suffering.
Yeah.
But Glenn's getting on the rebound.
Yes, he is. He's a tough cookie too.
There's a super guy. Great personality.
Fantastic.
I've loved having him on the show. In fact, he could do his own shows. Did you know him when he was at the Claridge?
Well, no. But I got to hear a lot about it over the years, and I have to say, a lot of the people that I know that know him all say the same thing. And Tom LeMaine, the old weatherman,
sure, yeah,
right. I think it was
Channel 40.
Yep, there it is. Right, was very friendly with Glenn, and as I call him, Big Lil.
Yeah,
and I run into him at a Sixers game one night, and first thing he says to me is, "How's Glenn?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "He's doing all right." This was some years back. Yeah. And whatnot, but Glenn's just got a heart of gold.
He does.
He's the kind of guy you can sit down and literally have lunch or dinner with and just be fascinated by some of the stories from the casinos and just life in general. But he's just a wonderful human being.
He sure is. In fact, what I like about him is I'm a night owl, folks. So if you want to call me, you can call me up to 2 o'clock in the morning. So Glenn's a night owl. So he and I get on the phone. We go an hour, 2 hours talking and just enjoy his company so much. But there's... we haven't talked in a while, but all the great things that are going on in Violin, it's just been wonderful.
We are busy.
The convention center, I know, that's moving forward.
Yeah, so they're under renovation right now, transforming that building into something unique for us. And they're booking up conventions like crazy already.
Wow.
You know, it was funny because when Sandy came to me with the idea for Siski, we talked about it. I'm like, you know what, Sandy, that's really a pretty good idea. I got to tell you. And I think it would work, but how are we going to lay it out? So we came up with the ideas and the team to do it. I got to tell you, I can't get over how many conventions are booked already.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I mean, the first one's coming up in the middle of November.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's incredible.
As Sandy was saying, a lot of them book for more than 1 year. They book 2-3 years
in advance. Like these, like this first one's like a Comic-Con kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And they will book now and then again and again because once they're in the venue and they're comfortable with it, everybody knows where it's at. It's easier for them.
Yeah.
But this thing's going to be state of the art. It's going to be for things like that. It's going to be for business type conventions. It's going to have breakout rooms in there for people that are doing like training and things in the convention. It's really going to be unique. We got a lot of parking on that property.
Yeah.
We have some additional property behind it that's going to be utilized for parking. It's so easy to get into downtown Vineland.
Sure is.
You know, so we're very, frankly, you know me, I'm a fairly happy guy, but I don't get excited over a whole lot. This is actually kind of exciting for us because it's a completely different venture and it's something that's really testing our limits on what our abilities are, especially in government. So I'm happy.
You know, the nice thing too, Mayor, is it's right in the heart of downtown Vineland. So all the businesses that are around there are going to benefit from
everybody
it as well. You know?
And that's always Sandy's focus, you know, because economic development's a big deal. She's the head of it. And she's like, how can we help our city? And, you know, and it's not this particular item is going to help downtown, but it's also going to help the outliers in the city too.
Yep.
People don't realize when they're coming in, the convenience stores are going to be touched.
Yeah.
The gas stations are going to be touched, right? You're going to have the hotels exactly are going to be touched.
Yep.
Local restaurants all over the city are going to be touched. You know, if people want to go out and have a cocktail, bars are going to be touched. Yeah. And there's a lot within 5 to 10 minutes of that location.
For sure.
You know, because you're going to be in East Vineland in literally 5 minutes once you cross over Main Road.
Right.
And you could take a straight shot to the Savoy. You could get off to Eastland. You go back up the other end. You've got the pub over there at the Ramada.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Harry's Pub.
Harry's, yep. And so you have some late night food and some stuff there. Maplewood,
which is great.
And then you think about like Olympia and all the other restaurants that are up in that area.
Aren't they fabulous, Olympia?
Oh my gosh.
And I see Senator Test a lot of times.
He loves
his
it.
lunch with his dad, and he at Olympia. I did go to the one at Chestnut Avenue, Rick's, or went there because the Olympia was closed for the month of July.
Yep.
And it was very good. I see I tested there as well. It's right on Chestnut Avenue, maybe, I don't know if it's West Avenue. East
Eric's
Avenue.
Deli.
That's it.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, that's very good.
One of the brothers from the Pegasus years ago.
Oh, is that who it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, speaking of that, it's so interesting. As you and I were growing up, the Greeks, Teddy Marcotonis, and the people from Pegasus and all that, they were the ones that had the diners, did with Carrie Brennan-Glue here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just did phenomenal. And then all of a sudden, my friend Yilmaz and all these wonderful people from Turkey come over, and they do a phenomenal job.
Listen, they work, man.
They do, don't they?
That's a tough industry to begin with.
Yeah.
With people dealing with the public, of course, and then the hours and everything that comes with it. But yeah, they do a great job. And right here, you know, we're in the shiny spot of Millville today.
Yeah.
We're not in Vineland as we usually are. So coming to you live from the Queen here in Millville. And, you know, I've been coming to this diner for forever.
Yeah.
We talked about here earlier. We were talking about Flick's Cafe earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh goodness, Resh's family had a
that's Lynn's Deli.
Lynn's Deli.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bobby D and I talk about that. a lot.
That's very good too. Yeah.
So I mean, there's just I don't know, man. We've got a lot of great things
We do.
around us.
We really do. Verna's out the airport, Jim's Lunch, Bruni's Burgers on High Street. I mean,
They're fantastic.
Yeah, aren't they?
Man, I wish they would have been able to
best.
stay in Vineland.
I do too.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that. I got them to go up there.
My cops missed them because it was right around the corner from the police station. They'd go in there and get 3-4 burgers at a clip.
There's.
They did a wonderful job there. We do miss them. When you see them, you tell them
I will.
we miss them in Vineland, and we thank them for their time there.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
and then you got the best wings in the area over here, though.
Oh, that's that Julie.
Yeah, Julie.
She's the best.
Yep.
Wow.
BJ Roasters.
Well, you know, that is true.
I'll drive over here for the wings.
Yeah. I always get them at Super Bowl time. They're just the best. I mean,
I don't know how she does it. She's
a
a
sweet
lot of wings over there.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, my goodness.
nice lady.
Yeah, solid
the
people.
other places we're talking about as well. So if it isn't making you hungry, I don't know what is, because, my friend Patty is here, and she and I are going to have dinner after the show, and the mayor had a little bit of an appetizer before the show. So
I did. I was craving mozzarella sticks. I mentioned it before I left, and I got some here, and they were absolutely fantastic. You know what? All right, this is not a food critiquing show tonight, but everybody knows that Jim and I like to eat. And, what I have to tell you is that those mozzarella sticks came out. They were perfectly golden, which what that means is two things. One, they didn't cook too long, and two, the oil's clean.
Yeah.
Right? Point. So it's fresh oil. Yeah. How many times you go to a place and, the thing comes out and it looks, as brown as dirt. Now, it's either A, in too long, or the oil's dirty, but in this case it was perfect. The cheese was the flavor, and the seasoning on the breading, that was it. So they did a great job for that and killed my craving for me tonight, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, but look how good this man looks. I'm so proud of you, Barry.
Thank you. Keep working on
it. Well, you do. You've done very, very well. I was telling Mayor Fanucci, Dr. Attia is the man that is probably the reason I'm alive. Thanks God to Dr. Attia. 18 years ago, he did the sleeve surgery on me, and I dropped over 100 pounds, and I've kept it off, and I just love the man. Well, anyway, recently I went to see him on another surgical issue, and he said to me, what's happened now, he was doing 300 of these sleeve surgeries a year, 300. And he said, Jim, I'm down to 100 because he said, I'm switching my people over to Ozempic and Mounjaro where they can get the shot, and that hopefully will help.
They say there's a lot of other health benefits to those shots too.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I'm not really sure, but I've heard like cardiovascular stuff, and obviously sugar for some of these things.
Yeah,
it helps some people.
Yes.
And, but I think it's, hey, listen, cutting edge technology in medicine, and I understand these things have been around for a couple decades. We just really didn't know about them, but going through all the testing and everything. But it's good. And listen, the weight loss journey is never easy, no matter how you're doing it. Whether you're doing it with help from surgery, whether you're doing it with help from medicine, or whether you're doing it the hard way, just know it's there. But in Cumberland County, through the county health department, of course, in the city of Violent, through the Violent Health Department, we have a lot of resources for healthy living. So if you're out there and you're considering a weight loss journey and you need some consultation, you need some help, you need pointed in the right direction, we have so many people between the county health department and the city of Violent Health Department to advocate for you, to help you along the way with different habits and exercise and foods and whatnot. And believe me, we've been doing these little pop-ups all over different neighborhoods lately with our health department, doing like a fun night for families, right?
Nice.
And they're doing all the healthy living initiatives.
Oh, that's great.
So you'll see us popping up all over Vineland doing that kind of stuff.
That's fantastic.
Up until the weather gets cold.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're talking with Mayor Fanucci from the great city of Vineland. We'll be back with more with the mayor right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to, there is really a God. We try to find Him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find Him. That's by personal experience with Him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to Him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QBC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Welcome back to Insight. Jim Quinn along with Mayor Anthony Fanucci from the City of Vineland. And Mayor, one thing that everybody's had to notice if you go up Lincoln Avenue is John Ruga is building like a 152 million square feet building or what? It's amazing.
He's always building something.
He is, and he's an amazing guy.
It is. It's a that particular building is going to be housing a full-on state-of-the-art AI data center.
Super.
Which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
fantastic.
game changer for southern New Jersey in general, let alone the Cumberland County area and the City of Vineland. So we're very excited for that project. We're hoping they'll be up and running in the first quarter of next year.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, he's moving at warp speed.
Oh, I see that. My goodness. It's amazing how he gets. Of course, he has those precast walls, which helps it go quicker. But I know one of the things that he's having trouble with, and I know when I had a guy that was supposed to put one in over my property, but he never did it, was the electricity. Mm-hmm. But here, at least you're lucky you got Vinyl Electric and Atlantic Electric. I guess it will help you some, right?
Well, they've been trying to help. Unfortunately, they have not been able to deliver in a timeline that is what this data center needs.
I see.
So they're going to be using some temporary alternate sources of power.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
For now, until they can, tie in permanent power, which is good. But, we had a lot of conversations with Atlantic during this, with their engineers, their team, and their economic people. And, we built a lot of great relationships with them, which was good. And, but, John is a very motivated man and takes no prisoners. So he's gonna get it done and make it happen. So, which is a good thing. And we're very happy to see them continuing to move forward.
That's super. Tim DeLuise. Hey, happy birthday to your wife.
Yay,
Tim. No, that's not Tim's wife. It's his brother's wife. Good evening. And boy, I tell you, what a great job he does. He's super with the signs.
You talk about another guy that gives back to the community, who's always there, who really is just a great guy and a hard worker. I don't cut a lot of promos, but I can tell you, if you need sign work done anywhere in this area, DeLuise signs up on Delsey Drive in Vineland. It's the finest. The work is great. He puts pride into things, and he's just such a lovable guy. His wife's a sweetheart. His son works in the police department. Just really, really great people. So I love to support them, and they've always been so kind to me over the years. So I'm always grateful for Tim's friendship. So thank you, Tim.
His brother Don and I have been friends, and Don's got a fantastic sense of humor on Facebook, and it is Don's wife's birthday today. So happy birthday. Well, it's interesting.
Hold on, I was going to get Jim to sing. Wait a minute.
No, you don't want that. Everybody will run away. I can't sing.
The only thing worse than that is probably me singing, so don't worry.
I've never been able to sing.
Ryan's going to take us off air soon.
What great people. In fact, speaking of that, my secretary in Millville was their sister, Doreen. Phenomenal lady.
Really?
Oh, my
How
God.
about that?
She was just tremendous. She and her husband, Jack, now are living in the Villages in Florida.
Okay.
They retired down there. But
just further proof that everybody in Cumberland County is connected somehow.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's like, oh, my goodness, what wonderful people. They really are. A lot of wonderful people. Wes Zwiak's watching us. Wes, I hope you're doing well also tonight. But, Mayor, we're talking about the AI Center. Mm-hmm. That is State of the art. My God, you're only one of the few in the state of New Jersey.
Correct. And it's perfectly situated there on that land where John has it, and his partners in that project are very excited about being here. We've been working on this in its infant stages together, and I'm really just, it's so humbling to think that because of the quality person that that he is and his wife Lori are, that they were able to jump on a project like this to weather all these storms to keep pushing forward, which is amazing. So we're very grateful for that. And this has been a technology goal for me for many, many years. When I first ran for mayor and back in 2016, I was campaigning on technology initiatives. I wanted to update social media. We wanted to have a brand new website because the stuff the city was using was archaic. We wanted to talk about a good presence in the area digitally. We talked about a broadband network, which, as you know, we're working on.
Yes.
We talked about, and someone asked me, well, why do you want to do all this stuff with technology? I'm like, well, we have all these resources here. We have all these food processors, and we have prisons, and we have this, and we have that. We need something else, and why not build out something specialized, if we could, with our networks, and advertise to these tech companies that we are a tech-friendly environment, because it's next-level jobs, next-level training, next level for the hospitals and engineers and educators. And you could build on small to medium-sized tech companies a great foundation, as opposed to just, we don't want to be the next Silicon Valley, but to some degree we want the southern region to be the Silicon Valley. And I would really say from Camden, Glassboro down south, right, all the way to Cape May. And why should we not be that starting point to pair all this off? Because we're right here centered to all of them, and we could splinter out and help. So this is a big deal. We're working on some partnerships with Salem right now on broadband. This has just been a great thing. So this data center has really helped define what I've wanted from a tech standpoint for all these years for the city and for the county. And it's really, you talk about planting its flag, it really has done so.
It's fantastic. It really is. There's so many good things going on. And somebody was just talking to me the other day about the golf course going to open in spring, and I think I was correct.
Excuse me.
If I remember correctly, I'm sure they're going to build some type of a banquet facility at the golf course, but they're not going to do hotels.
No, it's
Brothers are going to hotels.
The Roth brothers are getting ready to start another set of hotels, which is great. Yeah. They're going to do more of like a cottage style setup on the golf course, like very high end bungalows, if you will.
Oh,
I think there'll be 4 bedrooms each, if I recall correctly.
Oh, wow.
And there will be 8 of those, maybe, because that'll be for people that are coming in that want to stay on site. If members are having weddings or something and they need places for guests, they'll be housed on site. It'll be very, very, very high end, just like the rest of the course. Yeah. It's really incredible of what's happening there, and of course the partnership between Michael Trout and John and Lori and Jess Trout. I ran into Mike's dad, Jeff, and Teal a week or 2 ago. They were coming out of a place for dinner, and I was going in, and it was good to see him. And Jeff's like, "Thanks for all that you're doing to help with that golf course." I'm like, "Kidding me? Like, thanks to you, you guys for being involved, and for doing what you're doing and working with John, because this thing is just absolutely amazing." And I'm not a very good golfer by any stretch of the imagination, but I enjoy getting out once in a while. But that course is going to be so beautiful; it's going to be intimidating.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wow. It's just mentioning Jeff Trout. My first time in the Millville, I had gotten elected in 82 to the county. In 91, I lost to Floria Backlash. So from 91 to 97, I was not in government. And in 97, one of my employees said, "Jim, you said you always wanted to be the mayor of Millville." I said, "Yeah, it's true." So I ran. Unfortunately, I got elected. But what was wonderful was I was the mayor. Finishing second was Jeff Trout. Third was Jimmy Parent. Fourth was John Hollingshead. And fifth was Joe Dorella. 2 Republicans, 3 Democrats.
All great guys.
Yeah, and I mean, we never had to play politics, and just fantastic people to deal with.
Did you serve on the freeholder board with Jeff Trout as well?
No, he left me. he left me in Millville, and he went on the Freeholder
And then
board.
he went to the Freeholder board.
No,
Okay.
I didn't serve with him because I stayed in Millville. Yeah, but I did serve with Dorella when I wanted to get out of Millville for sanity's sake.
Joe's running again.
He's running for city commission. In Millville.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's 19 people running.
19.
For 5 spots. So it should be interesting.
That was like my first Board of Education run. There were 13 people running for 3-year seats, and there was 4 or 5 running for a 2-year unexpired seat.
Wow.
And that was a lot of people for a Board of Ed race back in the day, but 19 here in Millville for the commission.
Yeah.
Millville's got such potential. You know, I always envy Millville. You have that beautiful waterway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
back where Silverton used to be.
Right. Yep.
And all the endless possibilities there with redevelopment in that area.
Yep.
You know, nice upscale living, restaurants on the water, things like that.
Could have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and there's so much potential here in downtown. Actually, it was nice to see as I was pulling in tonight here at Queen. They're doing some road repair work and some sidewalk repair work right here. So I see some infrastructure investments going on, which, believe me, I'm big, as you know, at
You've
Vineland.
done a super job there.
You can't. You can never do enough. I could stay there for 30 years and still never be done. But you know, it's good to see and whatnot. But Joe's a good guy, real good guy. He, you
Yes,
know,
he
we
is.
worked well together when he was commissioner director. And you know, you talk about fitness. There's a guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Isn't he? Gosh.
You know, you shake my head. He's just, and that fly is getting me. Joe must have sent the fly in there. But, you know, I mean, great shape, always has been.
Yeah.
Full of energy.
Yeah.
You know, I have one of Joe's habits, and I'll say I took his habit because he's just a pinch older than I am. But,
Yes, he is.
You know, when we have speaking engagements and we talk, and I laugh because we are exactly the same. I have to move. I can't sit
Oh, that's
still.
right. Yeah, he kills me because he moves away from the microphone. I can't hear him.
It drives me crazy to sit still. We just did a business seminar with my council vice president at the Landis Theater a couple weeks ago, and I had to serve on this panel, and I'm like, the whole time I felt like I was in prison. And then finally it was like, listen, I'm exercising a little executive privilege for the last part of this thing. I'm getting up. You know, the sports coat had to come off, and then I started engaging with the audience and finishing my part of the lecture. And I laughed and I said, you know, if Joe Dorella were sitting here, he'd be admiring what I'm doing because he would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And every time I have to get up, I think of Joe because he said that at, I forget where we were, some county something or other. And it may have been something with the Improvement Authority back in the day. And Joe was speaking, and, you know, and anybody out there that knows Joe Dorella knows Joe's like very bubbly, like he's on it, you know. But he's the kind of guy that wakes up happy.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're like, how are you this morning? And, you know, and you go from there, but he's just energized. Well, he goes, man, and he gets moving. So, Joe, I love you for it. I got to tell you. I really do.
Yeah, what a wonderful person. In fact, I don't know if you knew his dad.
I did not.
What a great guy. His dad was in fact, I always said his dad was an oxymoron. He was an honest car dealer. He really, really was. And he would tell me, Jim, no, you don't want that. You don't want that. You know, this is okay. And in fact,
How about that?
I was blessed to be with him the day before he passed away. We had lunch at the Neptune, and he had, I guess, a congestive heart problem. But what a wonderful man. And of course, I can see why Joe and his
Joe's the way he
sisters are
is,
so great too. Yeah.
How's Mr. Parent doing?
You know, it's interesting you mentioned him. He was on my show that I do from the New Jersey Motorsports Park, and we had a great show because I had forgotten. He was the only person in this area who was the president of the League of Municipalities, you know, that type thing, and just really,
He's a great guy.
Again, yeah, that's what a great team. He, Jeff Trout, like John Holly said, and Joe Dorella, myself, we all did well. We cared about each other. We cared about the city. We really brought it forward, brought it up into.
When you see Mr. Parent, please tell him I asked
I
for him.
will, Mayor.
I always had a lot of respect for him. He was always a gentleman.
Yeah.
You know, I remember being a number of different places, and you know, he would see me, and I wouldn't even realize he's there yet. And here comes Jim Parent.
Yeah.
You know, hey, how are you? You know, good to see you, and
Yeah.
you know, just always have a lot of good memories of, and a lot of respect for him too.
Yeah, he was he had been the mayor before I got elected mayor. That's the only thing is I still think Millville form of government's crazy because you never know who the heck could be the mayor. Sometimes you'd like to have this guy for the mayor. And even with my background, I had a business background. There is a guy now, Dan Dixon, who's running, and it's got a super business background. And, salesman, you have that ability. I have that ability. And that's what you truly need to get out there and promote your city, and hopefully you get some economic development person.
I'll tell you, I have to agree with you. Your form of government in Millville is awful.
It is.
And until the governing body itself embraces it to change it, it's going to be difficult because even Mayor Romanek has his challenges, right? Because you're a mayor in title, but from an executive standpoint, you can't do anything without the support of your committee members, right?
And each commissioner, that's a very good point, Mayor. What happens is, and I couldn't get the commissioners to get behind me to change the form of government. The reason is each one of them is like a mini mayor. If you have public safety, that's their department. The mayor doesn't have anything over it. They have that. You have public works, whatever, the revenue and finance, that's their department, and the mayor doesn't have that. Like when I was there my first time around, I took recreation and property and all that stuff, which was stupid for me to do, but that's what Rob Shannon had. And then the next time I realized, look, my strength is in economic development, where I got the sales ability to get out there and meet people. And we had a wonderful 4 years from 2001 to 2005 because I was able to be in the right department. But, and I understand the guys that are there, they have power as a commissioner more so than as a councilman. But if you look at the cities, Vineland and Bridgeton don't have the problems Millville has. I'll tell you what's scary, very scary. And you and I have talked about what a great job you guys are doing in Vineland with the police department. My daughter is in my building at 415 High Street, and she hears gunshots on a Friday night, third Friday, at High and Oak. And that's one building away from my building. And the guy was killed. 3 guys killed the guy. It's like, oh my God, come on, folks. And on a third Friday? Are you kidding me?
And when you're trying to promote your everything downtown.
Yeah. But I don't know. When I was first elected, we had 18 special ones. Well, now because of all the violence and the guns and stuff, those poor guys can't go out on the streets.
No.
They're not allowed to have guns.
No.
And I will say, Dan Dixon and I talked about something I proposed, and Joe Pepitone did it, was to get out of the shore this time of the year when the special twos are getting done, see if you can get them to come part-time. And Joe was able to get a fellow who's actually a school teacher. He came and he would work, weekends and things like that. And Dan said the same thing. He said, Jim, there's got to be plenty of those special twos who would love to do some part-time work.
We're constantly recruiting in Violent. I am constantly recruiting.
Tell them how many police officers you have. You keep the numbers up.
I think we have 100, including the upper brass, about 160, 65 fully sworn officers with the chief and deputy chief.
And Millville doesn't have half of that.
No, we're constant. Listen, folks, I'll tell you, people ask why there's so many successes in Vineland and what's happening. And as the mayor, I can either live with the credit or die by the discredit, depending on how you look at it some days. But for us, the biggest key is law and order. If you don't have law and order, you do not have economic, not just development, but retention.
Right. Exactly.
And if you can't retain your businesses and those jobs because they are frightened to be in your area, you're never going to grow. There's no real economic growth or additional development because your retention is so low. Our business retention is incredible percentage since we've been in office, which I'm very blessed for, but we've taken the approach, public safety, police, fire, and EMS. We've really beefed up the numbers in all those departments. And listen, it's not easy.
No.
It's financially, it's difficult to balance budgets, but it's what I do, and my team is wonderful at it. My CFO, I drive her crazy, but everybody understands. I want safe, clean, passable streets. If God forbid there's an asset, the structure's on fire, I want the good apparatus being there. You have to reinvest in these things. This is another reason why, and again, I'm not picking on Millville's form of government. I just don't like it because it doesn't give you the proper tools to flourish in your city. And I hope someday someone really has, the gumption to get those 5 people on board and say, hey, next election cycle, we should really get this changed by referendum or ordinance or whatever.
Well, and you think about it, Mayor, there are maybe 4 commission forms of government, 565 municipalities in the state of New Jersey, okay? 565. Millville's one of 4 that has the commission form of government. I mean, even Seattle City, Lenny Desiderio said, Jim, this is antiquated. We're going to the mayor council form of government. And they're a small city. But again, like I say, I couldn't get my council or my commissioners to support it several years ago when I wanted to try to put it on the ballot. So
I think if they really did that, and you're right, because how do you, in theory, ask someone to give up the power that they have? But here's the thing, folks. Public service and elected office isn't about a power struggle, or shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be about your own ego.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not picking on commissioners in the past or anybody in the present. I'm just saying you have to give yourself a reality check and see why it's important. You know, the Faulkner Act form of government that we have is obviously incredible. And there are checks and balances. Council has its mechanism for me. Sure. I have my mechanism for council. Yeah. And I've been there as a council president, and and I've been there, obviously now as a mayor in my 3rd term. And we are able to get business done. And by the way, it makes it a little more difficult because you have to get people on board with your vision. But if you've got a good vision, it's an easy sell to your people. And city council members have an awful lot of authority and prestige. Don't discount that, commissioners, if you're out there someday, because, Millville's a big city.
Yeah.
What do you guys, 49 square miles, 45?
Yeah, 45.
45.
45 square miles, and population around close to 30,000. It's 28, 30,000 people.
So, that's not a small town.
No.
People, discount that.
Especially 45 square miles. You guys got 69.
Yeah, and you figure the census tells us we're in the 62, 63 range, but Vineland's really more in the 70+ thousand range because, not everybody answers the census.
Yeah, that's true.
We're a big city. We're stretched, our territory. And it's harder for us because if you take those extra 14 square miles, we have to police that. We have to have fire coverage for that. We have to have EMS coverage for that. It's a drain on the budgeting. But at the end of the day, we got named one of the best places to retire, one of the best places to live, one of the fastest growing economies. We have all these things that are coming our way, which I'm so overwhelmed and blessed for. And I have a great team around me.
You do.
Because believe me, I might be the captain of the team, but believe me, I have people that work. And they do. And Jim knows all of them.
Oh, they're super.
As a matter of fact, they've taken some of the best people you had here.
Yes, you did. Absolutely. Because of some stupid stuff that happened to those people by somebody that just messed up everything. And Derek Leary and Joy Bova and Rhonda Bishop, they worked in Millville. They sued Millville for the, what do they call it? There's a term for it. But anyway, they sued. And this was an interesting story, too, because Joe Pepitone was on when the lawsuit was getting settled. It didn't happen under their term. It happened under a term of a couple people that I just don't have any time for. And they were doing things that were not right, these one commissioner in particular. And anyway, whistleblower lawsuit is what they filed.
Okay.
And this was an interesting thing. They filed for, I think, $750,000 or something like that. And they settled for $660,000, and the attorney for them, for the ones that caused the problem, said to Joe Pepitone, "We're thrilled to settle that low because if we'd gone to court, we'd have been in the millions because Joy Bova lost her. Joy Bova was fighting cancer at the time, lost her medical benefits. So all of a sudden, he said the people in the jury would have had sympathy for her, and that numbers would have even gone up higher. And that's where you get people that shouldn't have been there. They should not have been there. They just, but that happens. You get some people that don't want to cooperate, have egos or whatever the whole problem is. And that's why I went back to the county to get away from those people and say, no, thank you. Yeah.
It is. But, and listen, we've got Matt Rabbi over there.
Yeah, right? Gosh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
One of the captains that was here. Bob Dickinson came out of Port Norris.
Yeah, but he was a Millville High grad.
Yes.
We played Little League with his son and my son same time.
So, Bobby D's our business administrator in Vineland, does a great job. I've got a great city council again. I've been very fortunate as a mayor. My council obviously is made up of Paul Spinelli as president, Cruz Gomez, who's a newcomer, who's the vice president of council. who's just a fantastic human being and is doing a great job at picking up on everything so quickly. I have Dr. Arthur that's there. I have Al Vargas that's there, former officer. Yeah. Of course, Scott English is with us now.
Wow, that's super. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Was, served on the Board of Ed for a number of years.
Yeah.
It's good. Very good, that's for sure.
We have one of our viewers saying the advancement of technology is a promising avenue for development, particularly in terms of creating employment, and that's for sure.
What was that, Jim?
He's talking about how the technology, he said, the advancement of technology in Vineland is a promising avenue for development, particularly in terms of creating employment opportunities.
Absolutely. So in Vineland now, there's a surplus of jobs in the industrial park alone that are available for people that want to work. But our goal was not only just to, create jobs that are there in the, $15, $18, $20, $25 an hour range. We were looking for better paying technology jobs, right? Some more white collar industry, people that want to locate here, spend their tax dollars or spend their money here, not just their property tax dollars, but make money to put back into the economy and create that. And we've already had a number of tech jobs. We've revamped our whole IS department in the city.
Oh, that's super.
And Tony Quigley, as director, has completely reshaped that department. And, it's given us the ability to do what we've done internally in the city, help drive something like this with the data center. Working on our broadband utility at the same time. That'll be hopefully up and running next year at some point in some test areas where we're going to pilot that. And we're just continuing to add to the base. And that's going to bring additional tech jobs because you're going to need men and women that have a technology background to troubleshoot issues when they're up, be able to service fiber optic lines, right? And get out to homes and do installation. So we're creating more and more and more good paying quality jobs with benefits in our area that are not a drain on a property tax dollar. Right. They're paid through the utilities as they make their utility payments. Let's face it, folks, we need electricity, we need water, we need sewer if you don't have, unless you have a septic system. And right now, pretty much everybody's got internet in some capacity, but they don't have great quality internet everywhere. They can't get access or they can't afford it. So our goal is better speeds, better reliability, upgraded technology at a better price point. Because we're government, right? We're a non-for-profit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't have the same overhead that Comcast is going to have, or Verizon, or T-Mobile, or AT&T. The big ones out there. And it's no knock on them, but they don't reach every single area.
No.
And sometimes they're not the flavor. People are tired of that, so we're all offering an alternative.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It really is. We're talking with Mayor Fanucci from the great city of Vineland. We'll be back with more with the mayor on Insight right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to there is really a God. We try to find him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find him. That's by personal experience with him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Welcome back to Insight. Jim Quinn along with Mayor Anthony Fanucci. And how was your summer, Mayor?
Oh, it was good. I mean, I'm always busy, so there's something going on.
Yeah.
But I got to spend some time in Sea Isle.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Spent a little time in Sea Isle with the family, and which was great. And got to see our buddy Lenny.
Oh,
and
super.
I always tease him. He's my favorite mayor. And just it was good. It was a very busy summer, though. I got to tell you, there was a lot happening back home here, and so I go back and forth, obviously, because I can't stay in one place too long. Yeah. And then with work was very busy this summer as well with my real estate and insurance businesses, which I feel very blessed and grateful for. With that, but we had some crazy weather, a lot of wet weather early on, and then we hit a nice dry spell. But we're right where I like to be right about now. I like about 80 degrees during the day, and I like about 58 at night. Yeah. And low humidity when possible.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. That makes it really nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
So fall's really late summer, early fall are my favorite times of year. Really. I do as much as the only thing I don't like is it gets dark early.
Yeah.
I do love the summer hours when it's light later. Yeah. I thrive on that.
Yeah.
So seasonally, it throws me into a little bit of funk once in a while. When you get to that, it's dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. I don't like that. So
when does daylight saving time end?
Soon. I gotta say, it's got to be in the next. All right, viewers, help us on this one. When does daylight savings time end? Somebody Google that and send a message to Jim.
Yeah.
First week of November.
Okay,
there you go. I was going to say it's before Thanksgiving. I knew that.
Yeah,
much.
right.
But first week of November. Thank you, Ryan, as always, proving why you're the man.
Yep.
But yeah, so that'll be over very soon, and that is lousy. But aside from that, I do enjoy this time of year. But I like the sun setting around 8:45.
Yeah, 8:30, 8:45.
I feel like I accomplished something with the day.
Yeah. It's a long day to do.
It is.
So we were talking about all the wonderful businesses. Of course, we were talking about the restaurants, and I have nobody to cook. I go out to dinner all the time, and many of the places are in Vineland. And the other thing I know, Senator Testa talks about it sometimes. In fact, I was thinking about one of my buddies the other day for us to go to Stewart's.
Oh yeah,
isn't that amazing place?
Stewart's is great.
Yeah.
And you're a pizza guy. You know what you got to try is the new pizza spot. There's a couple new pizza spots in Vineland.
What do you call it? Open
Middleton opened one right there. And that's New Haven style.
My grandson's working there. He's doing that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So New Haven style pizza. So it's very well done.
Is that it?
Very well done. Which
I like it well done.
It's a good pizza. My preference is not that well done. But then they have effing good pizza, which is in Vineland, which is right next to Sacred Heart.
Okay.
On Landis Avenue back there, 1010 East Landis. And a couple of the one retired police sergeant and another police officer who's still active own it. It's their little side business and prep for retirement. And they do very well. All they do there are pizzas and breads. It's a Brooklyn style one.
Okay.
So they do a really good job.
It's interesting. You're a lot younger than me, but when I think about growing up, all we had was Bruni's Pizza when I was young.
Of course.
And then it was funny because I started in the pizza business almost 50 years ago. Anyway, I went to Bruni's in Millville to buy it. And it looked like we had a deal. The guy who owned it had a franchise on it. So we came to an agreement, and he said, "Oh, Jim, this is like, I don't know, 1970s. He goes, there's a $10,000 franchise fee. I said, nah, I'm not paying that. So anyway, I opened Bim's.
Yep.
And Joe Pierce is now in the process of selling it to a good friend of mine who's a former police officer in Millville. And Joey will still be working because he loves people.
Cops and pizza. I always thought it was donuts.
That's something, yeah. That's a good point. But again, I find that the Bruni type pizzas, what I like, there are still 2 Bruni pizzas. One's in Hamilton and one's in Cape May Courthouse.
Former cop owns it. Ricky Collini.
That's right. Well, Joe Pepitone's nephew.
Yes, correct. Really good guy. Great family.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I got to tell you, folks, as we're talking about pizza, though, honestly,
we started with food. We're going to have
one
food.
day. You and I got to go here sometime. It's Buona Gusta is the name of the pizzeria. It's in Dennisville.
Okay.
So you go in there, and honestly, folks, the piece of pizza is this big. They do a 20-inch pie.
Woo!
So what they offer, obviously, you go in and you get 2 slices of pizza. And what I like is they have vegetarian pizza. They have veggies on it. Oh my God, it's super. And I get 2 pieces of that. One I eat there, one I eat the next night because you can't eat both
That's
of them.
a big piece of pizza.
And it gives you fountain soda. And it's only $20 for 2 of us. Actually, it's $10 each. So
that's cheap.
It is, yeah. And I just love their topping. I like the veggie topping. I'm not into pepperoni, but a lot of people.
These
are.
guys did an eggplant parm pizza over
Oh my
here.
God, that sounds fair.
On Landis Avenue at that effing good pizza.
Okay, I'll have to try that because they're things I love.
They source local produce.
Wow,
that's a big thing for them. And there's no sugar in I call it gravy, but pizza sauce.
Right.
Wow. So they don't artificially sugar any of their sauces.
Oh.
So for those of us that have diabetes or sugar issues, it makes it a lot healthier if you're going to call it healthy. But they do a lot of veggies type stuff, spinach and artichoke, this and that.
Yeah,
I'm sure most places do. I mean, you know whose pizza is actually excellent also is Luca's Pizza in the mall.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
I mean,
it's been
you can't go wrong there with what Dominic Canetta built out over there when he bought from Old Man Luca many decades ago. But their pizza's excellent too.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best in the city. And they do a good job. But I love to see like a lot of these little mom and pop artisan type pizza places popping up.
Yeah.
I think it's great. The Middletons are wonderful people,
They
a great
are.
family.
Yeah,
They've invested a lot of money in the city of Ireland with their businesses. With the diners and whatnot as well. So we're very fortunate. We got a lot of good options, and it's interesting because the pizza guys on the avenue, F and Good Pizza, they only do pizzas and breads. They don't do cheesesteaks. They don't do French fries.
The Bim's is like that too. They just do the pizzas. They're
and
special.
and you know what? They do a good job, and they're making a good living there. They were in Glassboro at one time, and then decided to be closer to home, and which worked out, especially with their shifts. As police officers.
That's
right. It made a lot of sense. But it's nice to see so many new people taking ventures in our area.
It is very good. Yeah. Well, Mayor, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you, Jim. Always good to see you, brother. Thank you.
You too. Mayor Anthony Fanucci from the City of Vineland, who I think does a fantastic job, and I thank him for being our guest tonight. I want to thank Ryan Horowski for producing the show, and we thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.